Hey there friends, this is Carrie with Any Day Blessings, and on this channel I do a lot of homeschool flip-throughs, curriculum choice videos, that kind of thing, organization, how we use it, lesson planning, all of that related to homeschooling. If that interests you, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around and go ahead and like this video so I know that homeschool is what you come here to see. Occasionally I will throw in some frugal living, budgeting tips, things like that, but mostly it's all about homeschool here. So I do cover other things from time to time over on my blog, anydayblessings.com. I would love to see you there as well, so please feel free to follow me on any of my other platforms. Those will all be down in the description below. But today's video is a little chit-chat video. I don't do a ton of these, but this is something I feel I need to explain to you because you are about to see some major changes here. When I post my 4th grade curriculum picks and when I post the unboxing video that I'm about to do, you all are going to be super surprised. And just so you know, I'm right there with you, okay? But as the title of this video kind of lets you know, we have a captain of our ship, right? You can't sail a ship without a captain. And the captain of our ship here is my husband, and he's a great captain. He is a loving leader who hardly ever really, makes that firm call on something. We work together. We make a lot of decisions together when it comes to homeschool. He usually just says, go at it. Just make sure our kids aren't weird. That's all he ever gives me direction on. And but this time, he did. He came to me when we talked about this recently, and he said, "Hon, I would like us to go this direction." So I'm gonna explain all that, but I felt like this video was necessary because when I do those videos, when I post those videos and show those to you, I'm gonna get a lot of surprised comments and reactions, and I just wanted to take a minute to just explain to you what's going on. So every March, April, I usually sit down with my husband to recap the year that was and look forward to the following year. And we did that just this last week. And as we were talking, he noted that I had been gathering materials and I had things spread out, and I was pulling out papers and making lists and doing all of this. And he said, "Honey, I'm really concerned about your time. And I'm really concerned now that we're going to be adding another student in a more formal sense." I mean, it is kindergarten, so not super formal, but he's concerned with teaching my daughter to read and then, having my son at 4th grade level, that my time is going to be kind of stretched. And especially the way that I was trying to pull together my son's 4th grade curriculum. Now, if you've watched my past videos, you know I make curriculum my own. I rearrange if I don't like the order that the lessons come in and it doesn't make sense to me or my son. I add things in if we need extra practice. I leave things out if, we've got it. I really have learned to be comfortable doing that, and I'm very thankful for that. I feel that it's allowed us to really be comfortable with where we are when we end a year. I feel like it helps me to enjoy the moments more. I don't feel stressed out that we're not on track. And so I've really become comfortable with it. I know some homeschool moms aren't comfortable changing what curriculum, says you should do. If a publisher says you should do these things, then, they try and do it. But I've always been one, and I shouldn't say always, in the past couple years, I've been one to just make those changes and just use the curriculum as a tool, right? We hear that all the time, that it's a tool and we use it as best fits our family. Well, my husband saw me doing this. He saw me making it my own, and he was concerned about the time I was investing in this. And so he came to me and said, we have a little bit extra because all of our activities are canceled. I mean, we've been refunded for just about every sport or activity we signed the kids up for since, this whole lockdown has happened. And he said, we may not always be able to do this honey, but I would like you to look into some sort of other option where you're not doing the teaching. And, like I said, we may not be able to continue this from year to year, but if we can make next year a little better on your time, a little easier for you, a little, lighter on your time, then I'd like to do that. And I'd like you to look into that. And I was kind of shocked because up until this point, the cost of homeschool had always been like not number one concern, but it had always been a top concern for my husband because, public school is free and you don't pay to go. But we've actually learned that's not true because of all of the different activities and fees and things like that you pay when you go to public school. So it's not free. In fact, we actually think that even with all the activities that we sign up for and stuff, we still think that we're saving money by homeschooling when we talk to some of our friends in the public school system. But anywho, cost has always been a concern. And so any option that I would find, any option that I could find where I'm not doing the teaching, someone else is doing the teaching, that's going to be some sort of, video or online instruction that's typically costly, And so I was pretty shocked that he was suggesting that we make that purchase. But what he's saying is true. We do have not a lot, but we do have extra money in the school budget because so many of our activities have just been canceled. So we went ahead last week and we purchased quite a few things. And I'm going to leave you in a little suspense here because it's not here yet. The box hasn't come. I will do an unboxing, but we did purchase several things that I know you're going to be surprised. I know you're going to be surprised. But I was too, and I'm just going to let you know, it's a bittersweet thing for me. I still highly, highly enjoy the curriculum picks that I already had set for next fall. I like those publishers. I like the mom community that uses those products. And I like the style that the lessons are delivered in. But, my husband hardly ever makes a suggestion for our homeschool. And in trusting, he's walking with the Lord and he loves us and he knows us. If he, says something like this, I'm going to take his suggestion. Irregardless of how I feel about the choices I already had, I know that this choice is going to be the way for us this year. Again, it may not be what we do after this because things may not line up financially for us to continue using these new things, but I'm looking forward to kind of walking by faith, going into something that wasn't my plan, but clearly the Lord had it planned and used my husband to show me that. So I will keep you in suspense a little while longer because I really do want to show you when it all comes. And if because I know there's a couple of you that I've told over private message, don't tell everyone what it is. I want it to be somewhat of a surprise, but I felt like this little preface was needed because I don't want anyone to walk away from that curriculum choice video thinking I no longer encourage people to use the things that I've always been encouraging you to use and the things that I've spent a lot of time showing you. I still would love to use those materials. I still would love to encourage or love to recommend them to you, and I do so wholeheartedly. As well as the new choice we have, I can recommend that to you as well. So I guess the moral of the story is, there's more than one good thing that could fit for you, and it's okay if you make changes and then even go back to something else. I don't have to say, just because I'm moving on from something that I no longer like it, I'm just moving on. That's it. That's all. And it doesn't really speak to the quality or content of what I'm leaving. It's simply just the captain has steered the ship another direction. So I'm going to leave you there. Sorry. I feel like it's kind of mean, but I kind of want it to be a surprise. I will leave it there, and I hope you come back to see my unboxing video, and I hope that you stay tuned for the whole picture of what 4th grade is going to look like in my 4th grade curriculum choices videos. I will be putting up some other flip throughs here as well. I try and get a lot of those up in the spring because I know you all are shopping, and I'll see you in the next video. I feel so mean. Bye, everyone.